Hey everybody, and welcome to the advent of Code 2023. The first couple days were harder than usual this year, especially day number 1. So I'm actually going to solve day number 4. I am going to try to solve it with Google Sheets and see how that goes, because it seems like a good kind of problem for that. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm just going to pause the video and read the question, and then I will come back. All right, so the first part of the problem here is kind of just the story. Here is the main problem. You have a pile of cards, and you have two lists of numbers, a first list of number and a second list of number for each pile of cards. And so these are the winning numbers, and these are the cards that I have. So what we're trying to do is trying to figure out how many of my cards are in the winning numbers. Okay? So the way the points work is you look at your cards and you count how many of your numbers appear in the winning list. So if you have one number in the winning list, your card is worth 1 point. If you have two numbers in the winning list, your card is worth 2 points, but it keeps doubling. So 3 numbers in the winning list mean your card is worth 4 points. 4 numbers mean 8 points. 5 number means 16 points. 6 number 32, and so on and so on and so on. So it's not quite 2 to the power of the number, because if you have 0 numbers, it's worth 0. And 2 to the 0 is 1. And if you have 1 number, it's 1. 2 to the 1 is actually 2. So it's actually like 2 to the power however matching numbers you have minus 1, something like that. So we can figure that out. So like, card 5 has no winning numbers, right? So none of these appear in this list, so that's 0 points. This one, card number 4, only has 84 in it, so that's only worth 1 point. So anyway, so you can check your answer, is really nice. And then the key, of course, is that this isn't the actual problem. The actual puzzle input down here is much bigger. Right? So the idea being you try and figure it out based on this small example, and then you try your big example. And so what it wants is how many points are all of your cards worth in total. So that's what we're looking for. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is copy this. Copy. And then I'm going to go into Sheets, and I'm going to open a new blank sheet, and I'm going to try and paste it in. It did it all in individual cells. But I think there's a way. So there's 2 ways. So I can split these up. I think there's a tool. Let me Google that. Google Sheets split by space. Excel in Sheets. So I click Data, Split Text to Columns. All right, so I have my data in here. All right, split text to columns. Hey, look at that. Perfect. So that's really what I want. And what I want to do is figure out how many of these cards, these numbers, are in this list. So let's make this a little bit smaller so I can see everything. There we go. So what I want to know is this number in this list? Is this number in this list? So let's say Google Sheets is a number in a range. No, in a range of cells. There we go. COUNTIF. That looks promising. So I want to if values and list of values. Yeah. COUNTIF the number 6 or D. Oh, so that's pretty easy. So I'm going to use COUNTIF, right? So COUNTIF says if how many times does this number, you know, appear in this range, right? So I'm going to say over here, let's make this a little bit bigger. So equals COUNTIF, right? In this range, this number appears. No, I don't want to autofill, right? So this number, 83, appears in this range one time. That's pretty much exactly what I want. I want the same thing here. Oh, but wait a minute. Yeah, it moved it over. All right, so there's two things I can do here. So if you see like this range here that it's looking through has been moved over one cell, because when I copied and pasted over one cell, it moves the formula over one cell as well. So there's two things I can do here. Either I can go in and manually change this back to C to G. No. Right? And again, it finds 186 in here, which is good. Or alternately, there's this cool thing in Sheets that I remember where I can just put a $ in front when I'm copying and pasting. And what that will do is like when I copy and paste this formula, it will remember C and G, and it won't move it over. So this one is for 86, it finds 1. This one is for 6, it doesn't find any. Perfect. 31 doesn't find any. 17 finds 1. 9 it finds 0. 40 finds 1. Okay, so now, well, one thing we can do right away is just copy all of these down here, and that works. 61 and 32, yep, those are the only ones. And these ones 0, 0, 0, because they don't have any. Perfect. All right, so here's the tricky part though. What we want for our points, right? So 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8, right? We want 1 plus 2, card 1 is worth 8 points. 1 for the first match, then doubled 3 times for 3 matches after that. Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 8. So this needs to be 8. But if I try to do something like, you know, 2 to the power of the total, right, is the sum of these. It's going to be 16, and I want it to be 8. All right, this is not quite right. There's something, so like, and these are 2 to the 0, which equals 1 instead of 0. I need these to be, so I need to add a little bit of logic here. I need to say, like, if it's 0, just keep it at 0. Otherwise, make it 2 to that power minus 1. Right? Then it'll be right, I think. All right? So 8, 2, 1, 1. Let's see if that's right. 8, 2, 2, 1. 8, 2, oh, okay. I have an error somewhere. Let's figure that out. 1 and 21. 1 is there. 21 is there. Oh, I didn't copy it far enough. Oh, okay. Okay, so I need another column here. And this needs to be all the way to X. I didn't realize they had different lengths. Okay, 8, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so now, yeah, different lengths. Okay, good to know. And then these should be 0, not 0.5. So I bet sheets if statement, if function. Here we go. If blah blah equals blah blah, blah blah is true. So basically, if true, then 4, otherwise 5. Okay, so basically I think what I want is to say, save that for later. I want to say if the sum of all of these things equals 0, then the value should be 0. Otherwise, it should be this big thing that I just figured out. So now that's 0, that's 0. Does this stay as 8, 2, 2, 1? Yes. Awesome. So basically, if the sum of all these numbers is 0, it's 0. Otherwise, it's 2 to the power, right? 2 times 2 times 2, the sum of these things minus 1. So if there's one of them, it's 2 to the 1 minus 1. 2 to the 0 is 1, so that's right. That's what this one ends up being. If there are 2 of them, it's 2 to the power 2 minus 1, which is 2. If there's a bunch of them. Okay, so this formula looks correct. And so the total number of points of all of these, oops. Yes, sum of all of those is 13. Perfect. Look at that. All right, so now comes the tricky part. So I need to do this whole thing, but on this giant puzzle input. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to make a new sheet, paste. And then I'm going to say data. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's it's white font. That's why I can't see it. Paste values only. There we go. So now I want to go data, split text to columns. And there we go. Still works. I'm going to make this small again. So it's not that bad. It's really not that different. And it looks like all the columns, at least it has the same width. So that makes it easier. I won't have that bug I had in the first part where I forgot the last column there. All right, so I need, what do I need? I need like at least this many more columns, right? Insert to the right. So what was my formula here? Let's go back to this one. No, first I need this formula. Count if, right? So I'm going to need this one. Count if, but this range is now much bigger. It's this whole thing. And this thing is no longer I1, it's this one. There we go. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, it's, I copied that, so it should be all of these. Paste. There's only one. Ooh, does that look right? Which one is this? 41. All right, what's going on? Oh, I forgot the dollar signs again. $. So, oops. So the $sign stops it from shifting over, right? So if you look at this, you can see the, I don't know if you can see this orange, it's moved over because I copied and pasted it without the $signs. So I'm going to try that again. Copy and paste. And hopefully, there we go. I got a few more ones here. So 19 is in there. Yeah. This one is 83. If you can see the purple, 83 is not in there. All right, so I'm going to pretend that's right. And then copy this all the way down to here. All right, so now I just need this column, right? So I'm going to copy this formula that I made. And a couple more columns. And now I'm going to have to edit it again. I'm going to add some more columns just to give me some breathing room here. There we go. All right, so I want to sum. If the sum of this range is 0, then it should be 0. Otherwise, sum this range minus 1. So 16. So 1. Whoops. Sorry, moving the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. 2 to the 5th. 2 to the 5th is 32. So 2 to the 5 minus 1 is 16. So that's working. Awesome. So now I'm just going to copy and paste that all the way to the bottom. Okay, looks promising. Whoops. And I just sum this all up, right? Total points is what I asked for. Equals sum 15205. Let's see if I got it right. 15205. Ta-da! 1 gold star. So that's how you finish part 1 of day 4. I don't want to give away any more of the answers, but feel free to show this to your class. My goal is participation over everything else. So the more students we can get trying out these problems, the better. If you want me to make videos of any other days, please let me know. Happy to do it. Some of them can be done in Excel. Some of them can be done on a calculator. I know day 6, is great for pre-calc, calc, algebra classes as well. And the problem there is you have, just an example, you have 10 seconds to make a toy go as far as possible. So every second that you charge the battery, it goes 1 meter per second faster. So how many seconds should you charge the battery in order to make it go the farthest in the rest of the 10 seconds, right? So great calculus, pre-calc problem, algebra 2. You can do it on a, TI calculator. Or Sheets, or anything else. That's the great thing about Advent of Code. You can use anything you want. They do say please don't use like ChatGPT and stuff like that, though. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Please sign up your students. It is the mncomputerclub.com. And if you go to the homepage, you'll see right here information on the leaderboard as of right now. Mayo is leading, but not by much. 40 is not that many stars if you get, a couple classes to do it. So shoot me an email and I will respond. All right. Have fun.